Good morning, everyone. It's kind of early in California. I was waking up about an hour ago with some startling news of some family members in my family. I have a couple of issues that's going on. One of my cousins was diagnosed with cancer a few months ago, and she's in stage 5 cancer. So we're dealing here in California with that issue. And so I'm asking for you all's prayers. She was just rushed to the hospital, unconscious. She's in her mid-40s, has one child and a husband. Very, very, very sweet woman. I'm not going to mention her name, but I ask you that you hold her in your prayer for our family. Another issue is, believe this or not, I also received about 45 minutes ago a call from Phoenix, Arizona, informing me of another family member that was rushed to the hospital suffering from illness for many, many years. Now, this particular person, as I stated to you all once before, this person was my childhood abuser. Yes, this was the person at the age of 8 who violated myself and my 2 sisters. And during those times, all that mess was swept under the rug. And I had to endure seeing this person over the years. You know how family members meet at weddings and funerals and have the audacity to put his arm around my neck and give me a hug as if he's happy to see me. Because I definitely wasn't happy to see him. You know, his mother, which is my aunt and my mom's sister, raised us after my mom passed away when I was 8 years old. So I was actually originally born in Phoenix, Arizona. But I came to California when I was about 2 years old. And when my mom passed away, I was 8 and was taken back to Phoenix and stayed there about 4 years. And let me tell you people, this is a dialogue I would like to hear some insight on, because back then, black folks knew all this stuff was going on in their families, and it was hush hush, leave it alone. I don't know if they knew the effect that it would have on the children as they got older. I have no idea. But what I can say about myself is it was a true effect on me. It truly was. I didn't like it, not one bit. I mean, when you're waking up in the middle of the night and you have a grown man touching on you, and keep in mind, you all, this was in 1969. We didn't know what that was. And you had no one to tell, no teachers to talk to, none of that. All you had to do is do whatever they wanted you to do. And this wasn't only my cousin. This is my cousin's uncles. Yes, grown men touching a little 8-year-old girl with flat chest. I mean, I'm flat. Didn't know what sex was, didn't know any of that. But when I referred to my auntie, I would tell my auntie, while you was at work, auntie, I was almost mentioning some names, but she knows she's deceased now. This person would take me out of my bed and put me on the couch and have his pee-pee rubbing all over me and put white stuff on my chest. And you know, my auntie would slap me so hard and tell me, don't you ever say this again to no one. And of course, it has to be quiet. So I endured that for 5 years, almost 5 years, until my older sister, who was about 4 years older than, no, 5 years older than me, found us an escape plan back to California. We dealt with the court systems. We dealt with a lot trying to get back here to California to my father and the bulk of my family. Now, this person who I just caught a call from, who is what I hear is gravely ill, and I forgave him a long time ago, but you don't forget. But why would you wake me up out of my bed as if I gave a damn to tell me that he's sick or dying or whatever the case was? Now, as I told you all, I am a Christian. Sometimes I may not act like one, but I am, and I believe in the power of the Lord. But my heart is telling me to grieve for this person, but my mind is telling me to spit on him. And I know that's not what God would want me to do. But, you know, this person not only abused myself, but his sisters and his own 2 daughters, who are now grown and married. He was banded out of his own house from his wife for many years because he could not come around his own family. He could not come around his own family. So his kids are grown, and he's back home with his wife. And not to say that she's ignorant or anything like this, but look at him. He's not married to a sister. He's married to a Hispanic, Mexican, or whatever you all, you know, Mexican American, however you all want to phrase it. And she's a very naive woman. Was naive then as a kid, naive now. How in the world do you allow a man that you know has been a pedophile for years to abuse your own children? The courts put him in jail, from what I hear, for some years. Kids get grown, he get out of jail, and he's back in your life in your bed. Huh. Don't understand that. But the reason, as I say, the reason why I'm talking on this, because I know it's a lot of young women out there, and it's a lot of women, mothers, wives, that know this type of thing is going on. Please, women or men, when your kids, whether they men, boys or girls, come to you and tell you that someone is touching them, don't take that mess lightly. Don't take it with a grain of salt. Look into it. Look into it and help those children. Save those children. I was one of the fortunate ones. What reason I say that is because it was very difficult in the beginning of my marriage. As I told you all, I've been married for 32 years, and I'm just 49, I'm sorry. Just had a birthday. And it was difficult in my marriage with my husband, and some of the things we wanted to experiment, nothing kinky, but in our marriage. And my mind prohibited a lot of that stuff. Yes, I had therapy through my pastor and believing in Jesus. It got me through it. But my 2 sisters, I have 2 sisters, you all, that truly need your prayer. I have a younger sister that's 3 years younger than me. She lives in Las Vegas. And mentally, she's not all there, you all, because she's still suffering the effect of it. And what I mean by that, excuse me, and what I mean by that is, you know, she became an alcoholic. But she's one of what they call a functioning alcoholic, if it's really such a thing. My older sister, when she got back to California, she allowed men to physically and mentally abuse her. And she became what you all deem and call as an addict, a crack addict. She spent 25 years messing with that junk and that stuff. And I watched her take all kind of stuff. Abuse, beat and battered. But what I mean by watching her, I didn't just sit back and just say beat her. I intervened as much as I could. But it's hard intervening on a woman whose mindset is not